No. Hey, Lee, I wasn't expecting you. I mean, usually I don't get visitors, but now you're here. Don't stand out there in the cold. Come on in, check out my crib. So, welcome to my mini house slash attic slash absolute mountain man cave tour. The first thing you will notice is this extremely long staircase. On the right here, or on your left, I guess, you have all the ski equipment, poles, helmets, jackets, things like this. I just wanted to show it like this because it is a super long, super steep staircase. As I said, I do like to keep all the ski stuff here nice and separate from all the rest of the clothes, just because it does get very sweaty and wet and just needs washing more often than the others. And it's just good to keep everything isolated and sealed off, if you get me. Now, once you've summited the stairs, and trust me, it is a summit, especially in ski boots, you enter the main living area. Now, what you will instantly realize, and it's something one of you pointed out in one of my previous videos, is it is kind of just one big roof. Now, I'm not Yao Ming or anything. I'm 184 centimeters or 6 feet for all you imperialists. Not too tall. I'll give you a bit of perspective in each section of the room. Over here, we have what we call the safe zone. I can walk here with relative safety and relative certainty that I won't hit my head. And everything past this point is the safe zone. But once we get into this sort of region, then we get into dangerous territory where under the big window, for example, I can stand up straight, but everywhere else, it does get a little bit more difficult. You kind of just have to sit down in this danger zone here. Yeah, so to save myself from concussion, I have made a little graph of all the safe areas and all the areas where headgear is preferred. Now, personally, I think it's quite cute, quite quirky, living in a roof, but to be honest, it's only been nearly 2 months, so I guess that might wear off in the future. But I also have developed some sort of standard procedures to minimize back pain. For example, if I'm washing the dishes, I sit on this little ledge here and wash the dishes instead of trying to stand up and bending my neck too much. So there is ways of getting around it. And that kind of nicely brings me to the kitchen. Now, this is a state-of-the-art attic kitchen equipped with both microwave and kettle. I realize some attic kitchens might not have such an array of technical equipment. Some come with ovens and toasters and whatever, but why? Now, personally, I would call myself a minimalist. Some would say lazy. I still prefer minimalist. But to be honest, this is all I really need. Don't get worried. You must be thinking like, oh, Bartol, how do you keep your physique with such limited equipment? Don't worry. I do most of the cooking downstairs. We have a commercial kitchen with industrial ovens, and so a lot of cooking happens downstairs. And then I just take some leftovers and just heat them up in here. So you can relax. Everything's fine. I eat well. I just use this to heat up. And obviously, having received English settlement, I have a trusty kettle for all the cups of tea I enjoy in the evenings. But yeah, other than that, standard setup. We have a sink, hot water, cold water, a mixture if you prefer. Okay, this is starting to sound like a bit of an Airbnb listing. But yeah, hot water is incredibly important here because it gets freezing. I'll show you later. I do also have a fridge, but I won't show you that. I realize I'm probably one of very few people that enjoy watching fridge tours on YouTube, so I'll spare you the 2 minutes of going through my moldy rice noodles and things. Okay, moving on. Now, where should I put you guys? Now, probably the biggest thing to get used to in such a small space is just storage capacity. I have lived in pretty small spaces. My room at home is quite small. At university, my room wasn't too big. And then on boats, it's just tiny. I'd barely even have room to unpack. But this is sort of a nice mix between being on a boat and being at home. So I'll just run you through how I try and keep things tidy here. Hopefully it might help some of you that are doing ski seasons or just working or living in small spaces. So yeah, let's go over clothes first. So the way I like to separate my clothes is in terms of work, ski, and chill. Now, work clothes live over here in these two sections, and these are specific because I wear these in the kitchen and just running around the chalet buying ingredients, getting wines from downstairs in the cellar, things like this. So these get either sweaty or smelly from the food. And they're kept separate just so that I can find them easily in the morning when I wake up, but also because I wash them more regularly than all my other clothes. But yeah, these two are just work clothes. And then the top two are what I would call my chill clothes. Now, these PJs should be in that section because I do count PJs as sort of comfort chill clothes. I know that might be a contentious opinion, but yeah, PJs definitely chill clothes. Chill clothes are separate, nicer fabrics, things that I don't really want to wear to work because they will get smelly or stained, and then I don't need to wash them as much either. And then also down here I have my ski clothes. Now, before coming, I was terrified by how many things I'll need just because I knew I'd be in the mountains and it would be freezing. But what I realized is for skiing, you don't need too many things. I have got so many base layers, so many jackets, so many ski pants, but you only really need 3 things, and no one tells you this. You need a good base layer, top and bottom. You need good gloves and hopefully undergloves as well. And that's pretty much it. If you have a good base layer, whatever ski pants and jacket you put on top of that will just do the job. And good gloves definitely is a must to keep your hands warm. But other than that, you always have good ski boots because they're thick and they'll keep your feet warm. And then you can always add on a scarf or a neck warmer or a hat, whatever else is needed really. Now, the ski stuff is also in a separate section because I do ski every day in the week and I wash it once a week. So let's just say by Friday, I'm usually alone on chairlifts, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that was the clothes. Now they fit into this big, I don't even know what it is. It's a mix between a wardrobe and just a stack of shelves, but into this big centerpiece. It is quite the centerpiece in the main living space. But this stack of shelves is great because everything's easy to see. So one, if it's messy, I will know it's messy and it will just completely ruin the entire room. And 2, I can just see everything inside, so I can just pull things out from either of the sides of this piece of furniture. But yeah, it's great. Okay, so those are my clothes. Now moving on to the shoes, also a key part of living and working here in the Alps. You'll see quite an assortment of shoes, some big, some small for different things. I haven't really found a home for them, so they just live around the little attic. So again, I've just got work and then leisure shoes. I promise I don't have pleasure shoes. For the work shoes, first of all, I have these nice big snow boots. They are super warm. Again, when I found out I got this job, I was extremely terrified about the sort of conditions here. And although it's not too bad, it does still get in the minus digits on most days. So when I found out I got the job, I immediately texted my friend who worked in Canada and he recommended these. Part of my job is clearing snow in the mornings, and these are perfect. I have 0 complaints. So if you're on the lookout for sort of shoes for your ski season, or just shoes to keep your feet warm in general, these are amazing. Now, next up, I'll talk about these bad boys. These are just some trainers. I count them as work shoes just because they keep me light on my feet, running around the kitchen, fetching ingredients, going to get wine from the cellar, things like this. So they are an essential part of my wardrobe every day. Now, some people have asked me, where did you get them? And I would love to say I got them in this vintage shop in London somewhere. But to be honest, the way I got to have them was my grandma gave them to me as a little present. So yeah, I love them. They're great and they're perfect, comfy, warm, excellent. So those are pretty much all my work shoes. I have a few other trainers and things like this, but now on to my leisure shoes. Leisure, not pleasure. Now, first of all, is a staple, which I'm actually wearing right now. It should be a part of every man's wardrobe, and it's the clog. Now, there's not much to say other than that they're great. They were actually a present for my dad from my grandma. But yeah, they're great. They're nice and warm, comfy, real leather. Not much more to say, really. They're fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, then we have some flip-flops to let the feet breathe every once in a while. Some more trainers. And now for the ski shoes. I guess these would be pleasure shoes. But yeah, these are not ski shoes, sorry, ski boots. Yeah, these are great. They're snug, comfy, warm, everything they should be. So that was shoes, and I guess that's the majority of the storage space in this sort of living area. Oh, actually, I did forget. Up here, we have some more storage. Let me show you. So up here, if I explain the storage situation, the top 2 shelves, again, are just for extra gloves, scarves, anything I might need out on the slopes. And then on the left here, we have all electronics, the boring stuff. We have cables, HDMI cables. Yeah, all the expensive stuff. So if you want to rob me, definitely just stick to this section. And then over here, we've got the condiments, Tabasco, honey, some coffee, peanut butter, melon here, or melon. Yeah, things like this. So just additional storage that is slightly random, but makes sense to me at least. And then in here, we also have cutlery and some plates and things. But anyway, that's standard equipment. Okay, now for this section. For this section, this is actually one of my favorite sections. This is what I like to call a chill zone. Sometimes I lie or sit here and just work on my laptop as a change of scenery from way over there. One day, if I make any friends here, they could also crash here potentially, but one step at a time. Now moving on to the dining table, where the real stuff happens. So this is the dining table / games section of the living space. This is a masterpiece in design. First of all, it's great that they put the table here because it's a segment of the attic where you can only really sit. And so here you do have the perfect height, and you do have these beams, which are definitely not on purpose, but they have gaps perfectly where your head would go. So there's actually zero torsion going on as you eat. But yeah, that's one piece of great design. Another piece of great design is how it folds down wonderfully. Jesus, this is so dirty. Yeah, so this table, I've actually never tried it. It's got this little cantilever, and it can just fold down completely, just opening up this entire space for one of a number of things. Yoga, some home workouts. Yeah, anything you fancy, really. Great design for the table. I really like it. I have all my dinners here. Got a couple candles as well, so I'm feeling romantic. I've got this white flower scent and black vanilla from Primark. Just wonderful. And moving on to the games section of the dining table. I'm a big games person. My current favorite actually is backgammon, which is great. You should try it if you get the chance. And then we just have chess and some poker cards. I do also have these Italian cards, which are used to play briscola or briscola, but I'm probably the only person in the French Alps that knows how to play that. So definitely not making any new friends with that yet. Now, as I'm sitting here, you're probably thinking, wow, the lighting in here is absolutely amazing. And that's thanks to this. And this, I say the dining table is one of my favorite parts of the room, but my favorite part of the entire attic is the window. And there's not only one, there's two. I don't have this at home. I don't have this anywhere. It's just insane. I'll show you. This is what they call a Velux window. It probably saves the entire attic, if I'm going to be honest. It just lets in so much light that it just makes this space not feel as claustrophobic as it could feel if this wasn't here. And it is the only place you can put a window, just because how low they would be if you were to put them on that wall. But yeah, this opens at an angle. Instantly, so much air. Just listen to this. Yeah, crazy. The airflow in here is crazy. I don't know if we are in some pressure zone, but the airflow in here, insane when the window gets open. It clears out any potential bad smells or bad energy from this little attic. And the final best thing is, I do probably have the best view in the French Alps. I'm not going to brag or anything, but it's definitely true. Look at this. 1 second. Okay, today's not a particularly nice day, but insane, right? Okay, so that's that for the main living area. Now for the bedroom. So as you can see, nice big bed, very roomy, very comfy. I'm very satisfied with the bed. Again, nice big window. I could just lay here and watch the snow fall or watch the sunshine. It just gets so much light in as well. As for the living room, so much light in the mornings and throughout the entire day, which just means you can make the most of the limited daylight in the winter months, which is great. You're probably thinking, there's a disco ball in here. Why is there a disco ball in here? But why not? It makes a bit more sense if the lights are off and things. I'll give a little bit of a demonstration. But if you close these blinds, if you turn off this light, turn off the other light as well. If you bring an external source of luminance, you can begin to tell the patterns that start to appear on the walls. Okay, so it doesn't look that good, but you see it builds an atmosphere, which is what we want to do with this space. And yeah, that's not even the best part. I'll show you the best part. If we put this here, people say investing in ETFs or stock options or different commodities, those sort of things are the best investments. But no one talks about projectors. This thing is insane. I can be sleeping here and watching a movie. It's magical. I don't want to do anything else when I get home after work. I just want to get here and watch Mission Impossible from start to finish, all 6 of them. But yeah, Jokes aside, I wasn't joking, but a projector, great investment. I'll show you what it looks like from this angle. I have got a shelf for it. But yeah, this is optimal time spending. Moving on, here we have the shower. Now this shower is actually state of the art. Again, cold and hot water. Wonderful privilege. We also have the handheld shower head for precision. And then we also have waterfall shower up here, just for more broad coverage. Yeah, very classy, very, very flash dance. It came like this. But moving on from the shower, we have the sink area. Nice big sink, wonderful. I can keep all my things here, but I don't. I keep them in here just because I like to have the sink empty and just looking nice and clean. Again, big mirror. Sometimes I just come here and contemplate different decisions in life. And wonderful mirror. And finally, I guess what I would mention is, I don't know if you can see it, but this is my study section. You might be thinking now, Bartol, you just graduated, you've got nothing to study, but life is one big lesson, so we all must continue studying, and that's what I try to do. So what I have here is my books. I'm trying to do this exam to get a better license for yachts than the one I have, so I'm studying for that, and that's the only thing I'm studying for. I also have this. Now this piece of, I can make a whole video on this, but this is a great piece of equipment. I have it because just when things around the house need screwing in, tightening, loosening, cutting, opening, closing, this thing just comes in so handy. Got it for my birthday. But yeah, that's it. There's not much to show, but I've showed you all of it, so there's not much more. Actually, there is a toilet, but no one wants to see a toilet. It's just standard issue toilet. Oh, jeez. Thanks for coming along to my mini house / attic / man cave in the French Alps tour. It's small, it's cozy, but it is just really nice and comfortable. And although maybe when I first moved in, it wasn't as homey and nice, the thing is, if you move into a space like that, you can always change it to how you want it to be. And I have a couple of tips for anyone that's either doing a ski season or just living in a very small space. Number one would be lighting. Now, I had all the lights on just because I like lighting. It is the day, so it's not dark. But lighting is a huge part of a space that makes it seem more open, more welcoming. So I'd definitely suggest have tons of lights. I've got maybe 6 lamps and 3 fairy light sets. Yeah, just because it really makes a space seem more welcoming and nice. And then the next thing I would suggest is, just because how small the space is, definitely keep on top of your storage. Plan out how you're going to store things and keep everything nice and tidy. Now, this is coming from me, who's just absolutely, horrifying organization for me. But here I've really put some effort into try and organize things well and then keep them that way, because it really does help. Also with cleaning, it doesn't look too clean now, but I do a deep clean every Thursday, so once a week, and then I do laundry once or twice a week as well. It just keeps everything nice and tidy and to a nice strict schedule, and then you never really have to think about doing it. You just do it because it's Thursday, it's deep clean day. But yeah, other than that, team, thanks for joining me on this slightly strange tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.